Hello Libra, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Cosmic Slumber Tarot by Tilly Walden. Website on the bottom here is liminal11.com. Feel free to check that out if you'd like to. Supportive Oracle cards, Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Website on the back here is rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A as an apple, U as an umbrella. Feel free to check that out, or freeze frame on that to check that out if you'd like to, of course. Whew, what do we have for Libra? Oh my gosh. Okay, did we put enough of them out there? Did we put enough of them out there? Okay. Okay. This reminds me of Scorpio just a little bit. Whatever's going on, you've got the High Priestess, which to me fits perfectly for Libra. The Justice card is actually your card. I don't know if it's out here. I don't see it off the top of my head. No, I don't think so. But the reason this one feels like it fits is because you look at what's here in front of you. I like this. I don't like that. But how do we actually advance this forward? How do we sort this out to make this right? How do we address both sides and not throw anything away needlessly, but try to improve what we can, but still make use of everything we have in front of us? So trying to do your best with what you have. It's trying to make a dessert with a bunch of vegetables. It's kind of like, well, let me see. Rhubarb can go with strawberry. What else do we have here that can actually match in? There's probably not a lot, but might be able to get away with using some of this as filler. I don't know. It's kind of like, I might be able to get away with some of this. We'll see what I can do. You might surprise people at what you can pull off, is what I'm getting to. It's kind of like, it's like mixing in a few vegetables with some sweet stuff, and people don't realize there's vegetables in there, and you're like, I'm just not going to tell people that there's vegetables in there because it worked out. You're doing the best with what you have. Definitely have that. Something was supposed to have already started. I get that the phase change already happened, but it's like we're at a slow start for the new part of this phase. Whatever ended, I feel like that's already over. Like something already finished. You got the world in the past, but I'm getting like we're stalling out to start the next cycle. The next cycle is supposed to start, but it's stalling out, especially when I see these two coming in next. 8 of Cups with the 2 of Swords. We got to move on from certain things. It's just not valid anymore. It's just not how this is going to work anymore. I'm not saying it's the wrong thing to do. I'm just saying it's not right for the current situation. That's how it feels. But all of a sudden we got this block coming in. Something is stalling. Something isn't going forward like I thought it was going to. The thing is this just like the pause? Is it on pause? Or is something like kind of germinating? Is something growing underneath the soil? I just can't see it right now. That's the thing with this 2 of Swords in this situation. I feel like when I'm feeling this, the Libra energy is like you're personally feeling blocked. But is there something churning underneath the soil that we just can't see yet, that's yet to pop through? You know what I mean? That's the question. Let's use the dice to see if we can get some information. Is something growing, you just can't see it? Is it just you that's blocked? The Chariot card, that's movement usually. And then the 6 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like something is there. The 6 of Pentacles is a balance of two things. That's actually another card I think of with Libra too, because it's balancing out the truth. What's really happening here? How do we make it work better? How do we deal with what's actually happening versus what we want to happen and get an actual result from? The Chariot coming in is like there's a lot of care being put into something. I do feel like it's just outside of your sight. I'm seeing the 2 of Cups come in with the 4 of Cups. The good things are happening, but some of it's hidden. I feel like either they don't understand your connection or they don't believe that your connection to the situation is going to help it flourish in the direction they want it to go. especially when I get the blossom. Like, think of a blossom. It's like, it's kind of like a bud. I'm almost feeling like it says blossom, but I'm thinking like a bud. Just before it actually opens, it's kind of like you see some of the beautiful color, but it's not really up to par until it actually like really opens. And I feel like people are kind of like, yeah, but is Libra going to kind of go along with what we want? Is Libra on the same page as the rest of us? And there's a lot that they care about, a lot that they want to happen, but they're not convinced that you're on the same page they are. This needs some diplomatic conversation. You're not looking to tear anything down. But I feel like if we can just get people to talk to you a little bit more, you'll show where you really stand with the situation. Like, no, I'm here to help it actually go better. I don't want this to, like, I don't want to take anything away from anybody. I'm not here for that. That's not my purpose here. You want to enjoy this too. I feel like I have to explain to people, like, I respect that this has to take a minute. If it needs a minute to kind of cultivate or to grow a little more before we advance, like if we have to develop this, that's the word I want. If we need to develop this a little bit more before we advance, it's kind of like we're not going to leave, we're not going to go anywhere, we're not going to move ahead on this project yet, but we want to develop what we are doing, we want to develop our skills to handle what's coming next. I can understand that. If we need to develop more before we advance, I get that. I can be here for that. That I can do. But I need to know what's going on here because I am invested just as much as everybody else to make this become a great outcome. Are they, like, is this working? I got a couple sevens in here and the Queen of Swords. I do see somebody talking. The conversation does seem to happen, but I'm getting like, it's the Seven of Pentacles, things aren't ready yet, but I think we already addressed that. If things need to develop more before we move ahead, okay. Because I see somebody saying that, like, hey, Libra, things aren't ready yet. Things need to develop more. We need to, we need to train some more. We need to understand how these situations work. We need to train ourselves more. We need to learn more about the process. And they're not willing to back off on that. They're feeling like if we get more, if we beef up what we're doing, it's kind of like, I know a lot of people don't care for running, but for example, if you were getting ready for a marathon, they're like, we're not ready for that marathon. I can run 2 to 3 miles at this point. That's about it. After that, I'm going to run out of steam. We need more time to get up to build that stamina. I almost feel like the running analogy might be perfect for some people because I feel like a lot of people look at running like, oh, I remember one of my friends saying to me, I don't even run. The only time I ever run is if somebody's chasing me and they're going to have a knife. And I was like, I thought that was funny, but I was like, I got it. I understand what they meant. But it's kind of like, that might be kind of how this whole situation feels. Like maybe people don't want to do the work that's involved in this, but this is kind of like what it requires. It's kind of like, yeah, we've got to get this going. This is what we need to do. And maybe they're not moving as far forward. It's kind of like, instead of it like building up their potential, their stamina, they're like every 2 to 3 days, they're just going like maybe a quarter mile farther. And you're like, well, no, what you should do, you're already up to 2 miles, so maybe you should be running another half mile after 3 days. And then 3 days go by, add another quarter mile. And then after 3 days go by after that, maybe you start adding a half a mile. And we should be, adding a little bit more, trying to build it up to like we shouldn't be taking forever. It's kind of like the time frame, the timetable you're looking at is going to take 6 months. And you're like, it should take like 4. This is going to take us 6 months to get there. It should be about 4. And I feel like they're the ones holding this in their, they're holding the balance in their hands. That's interesting. As things keep moving forward, they might shock you at what they do next. What are they doing next? They want control. The word power is here. They want control, but this talks about full moon, doesn't it? Yeah. Full moons are like, they're chaotic. I feel like most people know this. They are definitely chaotic. When the moon is full, it's usually in the opposite sign of the sun. So for example, this reading is valid for whenever you come to it, but we're in Virgo. I believe the full moon is going to happen anytime now. So it's going to happen in Pisces, because Pisces is its opposite. Those are opposite energies. So they work differently. They're Pisces and Virgo, that's a little different. That can be very self-deprecating at times, but also very beneficial. So it depends on what you're doing with it. But it's basically to say it's a very powerful energy, but it could be very contrary to where you want it to go. That's where I think we're going with that. So what are they going to do? That's a good question. Three of Fire, the Morning, and the Three of Swords. They might shock you. They're moving ahead without you. They're moving ahead without you. They're moving ahead without you. I'm also seeing a third card here. And I was like, I wanted to see this a different way, but I feel like they're moving on without you. And you're kind of left there on your own, over to the side. And you're like, what are you doing? Why am I being left out? I don't get it. They are moving on without you. Is there any more information we can get about that? I'm kind of like, I feel like I'm a little shell-shocked with that. The 13, which is the Death card, and then the 9 of Fire. I feel like they don't want to work with you for some reason. I don't know what to say about that. Good, bad, or indifferent. The Death card is like they're ending the connection best they can. They're just trying to move on without you so that you're not a part of it. Okay. I don't know if that's in their best interest. What is their outcome because of that? I don't know if that's in their best interest, quite frankly. 8 of Fire and the Magician. They're going forward really fast. There's a lot of speed. They're deciding what they want to do. They're not consulting you on anything. They're moving on without you. This is the outcome I got for that. If you know the tarot, I feel like you know that this is not a fun card. This is devastation. This is complete ruin. This is putting in a lot of effort and getting nothing out of it. That's them. Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm seeing because I'm like, I had to do some clarifiers, well, what's happening for Libra? You're completely out of the loop on this. They're getting, whatever's going on for them, I feel like it's complete devastation, and you seem to be completely disconnected from it with the 5 of Pentacles. Moving on, I guess I'm just cut out of the loop. I guess that's what it is. I'm moving on. You're not going to know what's going on, especially when I see the purity. I'm noticing the fabric over the lady's face. There's some issues going on here. This almost looks like a waterfall in the back. I don't know if it's supposed to, but that's what it looks like. I don't think it's supposed to, because you can see the moon up in the corner there. It looks like a waterfall. It's like it's just washing away. It's too busy. You're not involved with it. I don't feel like you need to be involved with it. This does protect you from it. Whatever goes on here, I feel like it protects you from the outcome. I think that's good, actually. Is there anything else for Libra with this? This is kind of weird. I find this weird. I feel like you could have done a lot with this. You got the Temperance card, and you got the 4 of Fire, which is the 4 of Wands, which is you're stable, going in a different direction. I feel like there's too much going on. The Temperance is it's doing everything, how to explain Temperance a little better. Getting things done in their proper time and doing a little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit here. It's very busy, but on a whole, it's a lot of different angles. It's taking a long time to complete something. There's a longer situation here, but you're in the middle of that. Some of this here, some of that there, some of this here, some of that there. I don't see you having time to worry about it. I feel like this is the best outcome for you, ironically. When they cut you out and they just go their own direction, I do feel like that's the best outcome for you. I don't know if it's going to really feel that way. It might hurt your feelings, kind of like, oh, that kind of sucks. I'm not saying it's going to feel good when it happens, but I'm getting it's almost like the universe is saying, you know what, Libra, this is for your best. This is the best outcome for you to go somewhere else. You're going to be more effective over here. Let's put you over here. You're going to be busy with this stuff. I feel like at some point you're going to realize what happened, but it's going to be way down the road, way down the road. What you're being moved on from, what you're being removed from, omitted from, I feel like the best, if I was in this situation, what I would truly do, honestly, big fan of Paul McKenna. The book is How to Mend Your Broken Heart. I think that's what the title is. It helps you emotionally disconnect. Those exercises help you emotionally disconnect from things you don't want to bother you. I would emotionally disconnect from it, move towards what you do want, and just leave it to, like, if they don't want me to be a part of it, okay, then they don't. Good luck. And just move on. I'm not saying you're going to like it. I'm just saying if it doesn't hold you down, all right then. Got other things to do. The energy there, one of the reasons they're omitting you is that they can do it their way. Ironically, them doing it their way is going to lead to ruin. That's how it is, then that's how it is. I don't know what to say about that. You might have a moment. The only other thing I can see that's kind of peeking in from the side is maybe people that you're more partial to that are a part of this situation. You know, trying to keep them closer to you, they might get omitted as well. So if there's people in this situation who are showing more concern or more, they like you and they're going to tell you, they might end up getting also omitted from this situation by default. That's not a bad thing, because if they get omitted too, they're just going to go towards something better along with you. So that's not a bad thing. So that's the only little add-on I might put there. If you keep certain people that you care about closer to you and keep them in the loop with you, and people think, if I tell that person, they're going to tell Libra, they might omit that person as well, and then you and them can go on to something else. So it depends how you view it. If you think that's a good thing or that they'd like that, okay, great. If you think that they're not going to be a fan of that, which, why would you choose ruin? But, that's the only thing at the end I could maybe add to it that might be a little bit of a help, a little bit of a caveat, I guess, maybe. Anything else with that? All right, I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.